You can finally buy camera gear that won't break the bank, which is freaking crazy, right? Let's do a little backstory. Actually, let's not do a backstory. So there's this store that you can buy products that are not geared for photography, but work for photography or videography, whatever, that are way cheaper, half the price, a quarter of the price of rated photography gear. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Actually, let me go grab the receipt. Well, I do have to say that I bought all of this for under $100, which is actually really crazy, given the fact that anything nowadays photography related is probably $200, $100 plus, whatever. Now, I will say that I do sound like kind of an old dad guy, you know, looking for the best deals.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
But at the end of the day, I think we all are. There's an ad playing behind me. Skip ad. The store I'm talking about is Harbor Freight. I sometimes call it Harbor Freight. People correct me. They're like, what is the harbor afraid of? Anyway, Harbor Freight, hardware store, whatever you call them, tool store, and buy all this stuff. Okay, I'm doing too much talking. Let's get straight into it. We'll start with the most boring things first. These things right here, clamps. So about $1.50 each. So I decided, you know what, let's just pick up 2 of these because you never know when you might need them. They come in handy. And I got the bigger ones just because you can hold up backdrops with them. You can hold up lights. You know, sometimes lights don't have a clamp or anything that you can connect it to. It's just really handy to have these. And I think I'm going to put them to good use. Second, I got, okay, I don't know if I should do all of these at once or just, okay, well, we'll do this one. This one's cheap. $1.79. If you go on Amazon or any photography website to buy camera gear, you can get these cube lights or whatever they're called. Yes, you can probably adjust the color and whatever, but a lot of times those are $100 plus, $50 to $100. Okay. And if you just need something that simple that you might not use that often, but would be kind of a necessity to keep in your camera bag, are you really going to want to spend $50 plus on that? Probably not. So for $1.79, you can get one of these. Now this is great just to have in your camera bag. It's small, doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Let's say you're doing a night shoot or something, you need an extra light. You can always pull this out, and it does have a little front light too. Not that you would necessarily use that, but this is great just to like hold up, plenty of light. Yeah, it might not be color calibrated. You might not know the exact Kelvin to it, but it's better than nothing. If you're in a pinch, this will come in handy for $1.79. You can't go wrong. It also does have a little hook right there on the back. Third thing I got, you're probably gonna be thinking this is all monotonous because it's mostly the same thing, but it's another light. What I decided to do was go just buy as many of the different options as they had just to test them out to kind of give maybe a review. This one's a little bit different. It does stand up. It's kind of cool looking. $4. So $3.99, $4, whatever. This one has a little triangular red light that goes around. And then you have a white light as well. I think the light output is a little bit more than this one. I thought it was cool. I like the shape of it. It's easy to just set up somewhere, especially if you're doing product photography. You can just set it up. It has a red flashing thing. Let's say, okay, you're doing photos on the side of the street or something. Maybe it might be nice to have this. I don't know. I usually don't take any precautions at all because I'm like that. But for those of you who are precaution nerds, this might come in handy. And I think the red triangle kind of looks cool. Might be a cool background light. Fourth, okay, you're going to be like, hey, Vincent, there's kind of a pattern here. You're going from light to light to light. You're right. This one's a little bit bigger. There's a little bit more going on here. This one comes in at $5 even. Not bad because this one has a magnet. It has a swivel head. There's a little bit more you can do with this one. It's a little bit bigger. Has a brighter light output. This would be great. It's kind of got a spotlight. The reason I bought this one is because it has these even edges. Is this an octagon? No, octa's 8. 2, 3, 4. Quattro. Cincogon? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I was thinking about putting cardboard around the edges to make it kind of a spotlight. It's cool in the hand. It does have a magnet on the back as well. You can stick it on just about anything that's metal. And you could use, I was thinking about kind of converting it into a spotlight. You're going to hate me because, yes, it's another light.
No, get those lights off.
Now this one, I was very impressed with. $15. Already filtered light. The reason I bought this one was because it's filtered. It already kind of has a matte on it, so you're having diffused light as it is. This one can clamp on to just about anything, which is kind of cool. It's one of those lights that you normally would see someone, you know, working under their car or whatever. They can just clamp it onto anything. And this one has 800 lumens. It's good for closer stuff. I mean, you might not want to use it for what I'm using these lights for. If you're doing a headshot, you're doing something at your desk, this is a great little light to have around. You plug it in. That's the only caveat to this, the only downside to it. It has a little stand to it as well. So you've got the clamp here. You can clamp it onto just about anything. And you can also clamp it onto its own little stand, which I thought was pretty neat. And I want to say there's magnets on the bottom of this as well. Let me plug it up real quick and show you the light output. 3, 2, 1. That's pretty bright. My face is washed out now. You should definitely 100% go buy these as fast as you can before every photographer in the nation figures out that these are 15 bucks at Harbor Freight. So as soon as you get done watching this video, get in your car, drive over there, buy 10 of these if you can. We all know that Pelican cases are $200+ I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for a Pelican case and they were $200 still used, which to me is kind of ridiculous just for a case. Harbor Freight has an alternative. Some people carry guns, right? Some people like to put their guns in cases, and these cases are almost identical to Pelican cases. Enough said, one of these. The only reason I got bright orange is because every photographer likes to have a pop in their image. I don't know, orange and black goes with photo and video gear. I don't know why that's the trend. Red, black, orange, black, white, black. This, to my knowledge, is waterproof. There's really nothing. Well, actually, let me take a look at this. Weatherproof, dustproof, impact resistant. It's got 4 different latches that open up. There is a little knob right here, which I think tightens it to make it weather sealed, I guess you could say. And it has these little rings so that you can put like a padlock or something in here if you want to keep your stuff secure. This is ideal if you're going to be traveling with your camera equipment. For me, I carry my camera bag around a lot, and if I'm traveling somewhere, it gets in the way, and if you have a bunch of stuff that you're trying to take with you, that camera bag gets squished sometimes, and a lot of my camera gear's in there. I don't want none of that getting messed up. I actually did the configurations for this, even though it doesn't look very big. It has enough space for my camera, my lens, actually 2 lenses, and my gimbal, plus my tripod. That way I can take everything that normally is bulky and takes up a lot of space, and I'll know it's safe, and I don't have to worry about it getting smashed, squished, you know, wet, all of that. This one already comes with the foam pads that you can adjust to the specific size of whatever gear you might have. Like I said, this was made for guns, but use it for camera equipment, you know. My camera's my gun, okay? You shoot with the camera, you shoot with the gun. It's the same thing, okay? It's made for your camera. I forgot to tell the price of this one. Right at $60. The Pelican case is $200+. This is $60. Does essentially the same thing. Does exactly the same thing, actually. Weather sealed. I'm sure Pelican case does the weather sealing and all of that as well. I just think this is a better option. A bunch of different colors. I've only seen Pelican cases, black Pelican cases. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't know enough about Pelican. They had green, they had orange, they had black, they had beige. The beige colored one was cool. I might get one of those. I just think this is kind of crazy that you can get all of this for under $100. They also have a couple of other things that I didn't purchase that I did notice would come in handy as well. They have these moving blankets, but I think they would be great for sound damping. If you wanted to get like one of those moving blankets that they have, and those are cheap too. You could set them around the house, especially if you have a hardwood floor and you want to soundproof some of your house. That would be a great option. Harbor Freight is the undercover photography store, and I think all of you photographers, videographers, creative people should head that way. Flood Harbor Freight. This is not sponsored by any means, actually. It should be, but I don't know if we're the ideal clients, even though we could be. Anyway, needless to say, great place to buy cheap photography equipment. Yes, it might not look like super fancy. Like this does not look like a nice cube light. You know, it's all white and perfectly colored and aesthetic. At the end of the day, functionality is actually what matters with these, not aesthetics. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that I can do more videos like these and buy more stuff under $100. And if you know of another store that does something similar, just send me a DM or something. I don't know. Also, go like my Instagram. Peace.